sure. There's a comfort in being sure, isn't there? Do you remember the 70s and 80s TV commercial for Sure antiperspirant? Come on. Who's got it? Raise your hand if you're sure. Yes, being sure you have worn the proper antiperspirant so as not to risk moisture under your arms. Gives you a secure, confident feeling, a feeling of being sure. I mean, that's the way it was back then. Nowadays, right? Well, like the antiperspirant commercial, a whole generation of people believe that being sure is best. We have many people here where sure is best. And I'm not so sure. I do think that wonder, imagination, dreaming, questioning, learning, and doubting are what this world needs. The early Christians were sure that Jesus was returning very soon. They didn't know exactly when, but it was definitely before they would all die. They had to be ready because it was going to happen, surely, any moment. And it didn't. Maybe this generation will not pass until all these things have taken place from this week's Bible reading isn't about a 40-year generation. Maybe it's about this generation of humanity, meaning that all of humankind won't pass before these things have taken place. Maybe? I don't think so, but maybe. I think that all who were sure that Jesus was coming back right away got it wrong. And folks have been trying to figure out a way to be sure ever since. Sure about exactly how the end times work. Sure about the results of an election, regardless of what the vote said. Surely that the pandemic is over, or not over, or... There's freedom in keeping awake and being alert for what may come without being sure of any of it. There is freedom in wondering. There's freedom in imagining. There's freedom in dreaming, questioning, learning, and yes, there's freedom in doubting. There's a necessity of wondering, imagining, dreaming, questioning, learning, and doubting. Questioning? Doubting? Why is the preacher saying those things? That's not a comforting direction to folks who want to be sure. To be exact, to have all the answers in place. It is a freeing direction to those who have never been comfortable with being sure, exact, or having all the answers in place. There's a necessity in wondering, imagining, dreaming, questioning, learning, and doubting. But you may be saying, but being sure is so much more comforting than doubting and questioning. Can't we just simply know exactly how things are and exactly how things are going and exactly what to do and exactly what not to do? Maybe it would be easier and comforting for many. But the reality is we don't know. We don't know how to do everything. We don't know how everything works out. We really don't know. And for some, that's really unnerving and inconceivable. But for others, it's comforting and exciting. Even me acknowledging that there are different views on the whole thing can be unnerving for some and so comforting for others. See, the Bible isn't some secret document that only a few select can understand. It isn't filled with secret codes that no one can truly know, or they can only truly know by receiving some kind of secret knowledge. And sure, it can be confusing, and folks often disagree about how to interpret the Bible. But that's because it's literature, not because it's filled with secret codes. And yes, you can find coded things in the Bible. Revelation, for all of its apocalyptic end times interpretations, is really a coded piece of writing about the end of the Roman Empire. It's still with us because the Roman Empire folk didn't understand that it was about them. Nevertheless, the Bible, while confusing, inspired, challenging, and definitely worth studying, Tuesdays at 1 in the chapel. The Bible isn't some secret coded book that only enlightened few can know and decipher. We don't know precisely how everything works out, and we don't know when everything works out. We don't know, we're not sure, but I do see at the end of today's Bible reading, there's this 2-word instruction that is clear. Keep awake during the sermon. Keep awake. I know sermon naps are really good. It's like the kind when you're reading a book and you doze off. It's really satisfying sleep. Or when you're watching a movie and then the person you're with nudges you and says, wake up. No, I don't want to. I fell asleep for a reason. Now, it's not that. Keep awake. Be aware. It doesn't say, be sure of everything that is coming or else you'll be in trouble. It doesn't say, stop asking questions and just do what I said. It doesn't say, it is your purity of belief that will save you. It says, keep awake. And what can we do to keep awake? During the sermon, it's easy. Have somebody nudge you. If you're at the movie, a Lifesaver popcorn, whatever that is. But how do we keep awake? Be alert. Be ready. Well, we wonder, we imagine, we dream, we question, we learn, and we doubt. We wonder together about things. We imagine what's possible and what's impossible for Peace Memorial Church, for the community, for the whole world. We dream big. And we ask lots of questions. We discuss them, we research them, and then we ask them again. We learn as much as we can, about as much as we can, and then we learn some more. And we doubt and have faith. And remember these ideas, how those things are connected. From Anne Lamott. The opposite of faith isn't doubt, it's certainty. Or from Elie Wiesel, faith without doubt isn't faith at all, it's indifference. And then some others. If you know for sure, there's no need for faith. You just know. If you don't care, there's no need for faith. But when you doubt, faith is what keeps you seeking. And these, from one of my favorite poets, these words from Cahill Gibran: doubt is a pain too lonely to know that faith is his twin brother. Doubt is a pain too lonely to know that faith is his twin brother. Keep awake by doing good. Keep awake by showing love and kindness. Keep awake by wondering, imagining, dreaming, questioning, learning, and doubting. Keep awake by working for a just peace in the world. We all can not know everything together. So where do we start? Right here. Or wherever you are. That's where. Amen.